Hey everyone! Today we're going to look at some RV accessories, and in particular outdoor accessories, barbecues and grills. Reason for that is I thought if you're new to the industry or thinking about changing what you have, we'd bring you a review that will cover some nice options, because when you get out into the campground, you're going to want to naturally be cooking outside and enjoying the beautiful weather like we have here today. And that may mean throwing a couple of hot dogs and hamburgers on the grill. It might mean making a few steaks for you and your buddies, grilling some vegetables, or it might mean cooking breakfast in the morning outside. There's nothing like cooking a fresh breakfast in the morning rather than being cooped up inside your RV. So we're going to bring you a few options that can be found out there. Some of them are actually options that manufacturers are including with their units. So if you're new to RVing and unfamiliar with these options, you may find when you buy your first RV, they're already included. And that's just a nice way for a manufacturer or a dealer to get you started without having to go out and spend more and more money on accessories. So first thing I'm going to state is that none of these units were given to us. They've all been purchased units for the purposes of this video, and that way we can try to bring you an unbiased video of that. However, down the road, if any manufacturers would like us to do a review of their product, we would be happy to do that. Couple of the pieces that you're going to see today are actually my personal pieces that we travel with or are going to start traveling with, and then some are, as I mentioned, units that you can find on RVs themselves. So we're going to look at 4 units today. One, we have the Aussie grill, which has been around for a long time, been very popular. We have a more entry-level unit, the Flame King, and you're going to find that unit's been carried longer by a number of manufacturers that they've included with their trailer. We have a more recent arrival, the Elite Series griddle by Suburban, and this is something that is starting to be found on a lot of units as a standard or an optional feature that a dealer can put in. And then the Napoleon. This is the higher end Napoleon portable that can be used in marine applications, RV applications. There's 2 levels, and I'll explain it in a moment what the different ones are. Now, I'm going to come get the camera so you can actually get a closer view of these barbecues, and I'll just explain some of the differences. Now, we're going to do that in a moment. The one thing I want to mention is that many of these, if they come with your unit, they'll already come with a bracket that's mounted on your trailer. If you're buying them from a parts store, some of these will have a bracket included with the barbecue that can be mounted. Now, for those of you that are new, I'll give you an example of a bracket. This is an example of a bracket that your barbecue will sit on and can actually be either mounted on the wall, or there will be a bracket on the wall. You will put this onto that bracket. It'll sit up against your trailer wall like that, and then you put your barbecue on it. Of course, I'm showing you really high. It's going to be lower, and it'll normally be further back on your unit. Typically, underneath, there will be a propane connection. Also, a number of these choices, especially if you buy them through the parts store, will come with some sort of cover or carry bag that you can put your unit in, right? Help keep it clean, put it in your storage area, and pull it out when you need it, because the wall mounts are not for traveling down the road, they're just for cooking. So, having said that, I'm going to come grab the camera. We'll give you a closer look at the different options that are available, and we'll give you a little bit of a breakdown on each. Okay, so let's start with the Flame King. The Flame King has been around for a while, has been a unit that many manufacturers would allow a dealer to either option in so that it becomes included in your package, or they would include it in the trailer as a standard feature. Very straightforward barbecue, as you notice. It's very simple. You have your adjustment here for your flame low and high. It has a traditional igniter. You can hear when I click that it's just a manual lighter. It opens up. It has a good grilling surface. Now, I haven't fully assembled these, just to give you a general idea here. You know, good cooking surface. There's a little heating rack that's sitting right there. What you're going to see here, these are actually handles to be attached on the side, just so that if you had to move it and it was a little bit warm, you wanted to put it to a picnic table to cool down, etc., makes it easier for handling. Very straightforward. Something that you're going to find on a number of units if you're purchasing a used unit. Not as many new manufacturers are using this any longer. Now, for a number of years, a number of manufacturers have used the Aussie grill, and the reason they've done that is the bracket we showed you comes with the grill itself. It can be mounted to the wall. It can be put on a bracket that sits on a swing arm that's mounted to your rear bumper. So you'll have seen some of those if you've been on a dealer's lot. You can also put it on a freestanding stand like we're demonstrating here today. The nice thing about the Aussie grill is that it's a nice quality unit, good heavy steel, you know, a little bit fancier than what the Flame King is. You can see the warming rack moves when you open the lid. It actually has a temperature gauge on it as well, where the Flame King did not. So it gives you a little better idea. Are you up to searing temperature if you're doing certain meats? Are you trying to keep the temperature a little further down? But it's a good solid unit. Been very popular. Again, a number of manufacturers have carried this Aussie grill as either a standard feature on their trailer when you buy the trailer, or it's an option that a dealer can option in to help get you started. So when you purchase the trailer, it's already included. Nice little feature, great little grill. Never really heard any big complaints from anyone. Now, we're going to move down to our personal units. So we have recently purchased this Elite Series grill, a griddle, I should say. I want to call it a grill, but it's a griddle. And the reason we've done that is, in the past, I've traditionally cooked with an electric grill, which means plugging it in, warming it up, letting it cool down, having to bring it inside when you're done. Cleanup's a little bit trickier. And I thought, let's try something a little bit different. This has become very popular. A number of manufacturers have switched from the traditional barbecue to now the Elite Series griddle, that they're either, and I'm going to say I haven't seen it included in the trailer, that they're giving the dealer the option that they can order this griddle from the factory to come with the trailer as an option. Many outside kitchens, if you're looking at new trailers, many of the outside kitchens, you will find this Elite Series grill in that outside kitchen. Several of them, you will find a wall bracket mounted that you can put it onto the wall bracket. What's nice with this Elite Series griddle, you can see a nice big cooking surface. And now that you're moving away from a traditional barbecue, you could still cook your steaks and your burgers and your hot dogs on this, but you can also do your bacon, do pancakes, cook eggs directly on it. You have a number of features. Now, I do like that they do have a little drip hole here, and then that just drips into this little receptacle that you can take out, you know, pour out your grease into a grease container, and then you're actually done. Sorry, I'm doing this with one hand, so everything is a little trickier. Nice little knob here for lighting, and it's an electronic ignition as well as your temperature range. And then I thought I'd take this moment, because on this unit it's connected, hard connected. This griddle is connected via a pneumatic fitting, and I'll post at the time we're speaking of this, a picture of what the connection on your trailer would look like. So you basically plug this in, it feeds through the propane hookup of your trailer, so you're not having to carry extra bottles, etc. Now, since we're talking about this type of connection, this is called a low pressure connection because our regulator is on the trailer, not on actually the barbecues here. So our Elite Series griddle, our Flame King, and our Aussie grill are low pressure connections. Your propane is already regulated at the tank by the regulator of the RV that you have. You get good cooking, but you don't quite get the same effect as if you're cooking with your barbecue at home. And that will bring us to our fourth option here, our Napoleon. Now, I'm going to say excuse the Napoleon because this is a barbecue I use. Today's video has actually come about because I was taking the Napoleon out to give it a cleaning for our next set of camping trips. So I haven't cleaned it yet, guys. This Napoleon is a stainless steel barbecue made in Barrie, Ontario. So it's a Canadian-made product. Really nice barbecue, been around for a long time, also used in the marine industry. There is a smaller Napoleon that can be purchased. This Napoleon is going to be one of the more expensive options here. The Elite griddle will be similar. I'm not going to talk prices because prices vary a little bit where you happen to be, depending on shipping that you might have to pay, etc. Are you close to the Napoleon store? But I can tell you this Napoleon is one of the more expensive options. Now, it also has a couple of additional options that you can go with. You can get a hose here that connects to the back of the Napoleon grill and connects to a propane tank. The reason is this is a high pressure barbecue, so you're going to get slightly higher temperatures faster, little better cooking, and you have better temperature control over the barbecue with it being a high pressure barbecue. Plus, you don't have to connect it to your trailer. Being high pressure, you can move it around. Now, honestly, I have not used this connection. I purchased it. It is an extra in case I wanted to have a portable tank to use on the barbecue. What I have found to be super helpful is actually these 1-pound propane tanks, because this tank will connect right back here to the regulator. You can turn it on or off. Also, this has an electronic ignition, and that way I can pick up and take this barbecue with me, and I'm not restricted as to, do I have a low pressure connection? How far away am I from the trailer, etc. So it's been very handy. Nice stainless steel, heavy grade. When you open it up, you do have a warming rack that does flip out of the way. It can be set if you're not planning to use the warming rack, and I'll demonstrate it, so that when you open it, the warming rack actually folds away with the barbecue. Nice heavy griddles. This will throw a lot of heat. You can see this barbecue is well used. I use it constantly when I'm away. We're going to try the Elite Series griddle on the next few camping trips, but this barbecue is great for doing a variety of meats, whether you want to cook chicken at a medium level or whether you really want to sear some steaks. I love a great steak, and this barbecue is fantastic for searing nice big thick steaks. Now, in reality, as a camper, you might do what we're doing. If you have the space, we're going to be taking both. The Elite Series grill, more for our breakfasts, maybe for grilling up vegetables, etc., because of the flat surface, and then using the Napoleon for our meats, sausages, steaks, chicken, etc. And that way as well, I could have 2 accessories going to really do a nice meal. Anyways, I hope you found the video helpful. If you're new to RVing, these are a couple of options that are available from the traditional Flame King that has been found on a number of units, the Aussie grill, which has been used over the years, and now the Elite Series griddle that is starting to be used. Maybe on a camping trip, what we'll do one day is bring you a live demo, cooking demo of these actual Napoleon and Elite Series grill to give you an idea. If you have comments, please mention them down below, or questions that you may have. If you like the video, please click the like button, hit the subscribe. It'll give us options. We're hoping that some manufacturers will send us some products to give a fair and honest review to bring you, our viewers, some more options. So if you subscribe, you like the videos, that'll give us some more options. Bruno from rvingtv saying thanks for viewing the video. I appreciate your time. Live life to the fullest each and every day. We'll see you out in the campground.